r/white people Twitter. Solid College 9145 says, I think. Not sure, but I think this explains the warped, extremely ignorant, and dangerous medical situation Trump and the Republican are basing this 9th month and beyond abortion nonsense. Included photo. Garimus says, you're giving MAGA way too much credit. The much more obvious answer is that they are just lying and making shit up, like they always do. Popular Engine 90-61 says, this is all that needs to be said. Headrone says, but it needs to be said more. MAGAs are lying. They are lying because the policies they oppose are very sensible, and the only way they can convince sensible people to oppose them is by lying about them. Everything Beeps says, the right has demonstrated time and time again that they don't know what abortions are. And they don't care to. They don't actually care at all about the procedure or what scenarios it's used for. The only thing they care about is wielding the word itself as a political weapon aimed primarily at women. Zombie 13A says, I subtly disagree. There absolutely are politicians that do this, but for the rank and file voters, I think it's more of a perception issue. When a politician says abortion, I think a large quantity of their supporters think unwed young Irish woman who has wild, rampant, unprotected sex and now doesn't want to deal with the consequences. Also known as after pregnancy birth control. What they don't hear/understand is that the medical term abortion has a whole lot larger scope. Yes, it does include that specific demographic, but, I think, never truly looked, it's a statistically small percentage. It also includes, as this states, medical care after a miscarriage, as well as an/actual miscarriage, I believe, medically, considered a spontaneous abortion, and procedures related to stillbirths. To solve this, we need two things. 1. To separate medical decisions from political viewpoints, and 2. Educate people properly on what words mean what things. Unfortunately, neither of those is likely to happen anytime soon. r/white people Twitter. Present Party 4402 says, water rights and maternity leave, welcome to the iPhone era in America. Included photo. Historical Rip 158 says, look into all the anti-social service bills and you'll see it's always Republicans who introduce them and vote for them, including them being against feeding the same people they go harass at Planned Parenthood to act all pro-life, but once they are born they are nowhere to be found. But they'll vote for kids, to marry young and force them to have kids and work young. All public information for anyone to look up. Accomplished Trip says, militarized extremists are allowed to police election centers. When you send your child to school every day you know they might get shot by a militarized extremist. If you die on a government-funded insurance they can take your house from your children. Government representatives lie about objective reality and face no consequences. It's seen as normal when any politician or rich person breaks the law egregiously and gets away with it, and if you get caught violating a minor law about weed, your life might be over. Political violence is normalized. It's legal for any business or person to actually pay a politician to get them to vote on something. Agents of the state can shoot you in broad daylight on camera while you're not doing anything and face no consequences. I don't know what happened to my country, but it's heartbreaking. Bert the Constructor says, most of what we would consider to be first world countries shave not enshrine the right to water. That isn't to say that this is fine, simply to point out the inconsistency of the conclusion drawn. TBH, I've gotten to the point of dismissing any statement that includes claiming the US is like a third world country. There are a lot of decent arguments to be made about the US in regards to food and water access, healthcare, etc., but whenever someone denies that they seem to always pick the disingenuous ones. r/white people Twitter. Bob Jones 50 says, who needs Sorbo? Included photo. Brixited says, these frick morons are still going on about the COVID vaccine? Jesus Christ. Sauce Dave says, he doesn't have anything else to scream about that gets him attention. Miss Kate says, it's a yearly shot like the flu shot, you utter jackass. Dragonirfa says, I mean, Hollywood definitely didn't need him, witches. Why, here's tweeting here now. Awkward Fudge says, Hercules would have been better with a different actor. Signal 6 says, but don't we need a booster every year for the flu? Also, if you need 30 bullets for hunting, you're either bad at hunting or need larger caliber rounds. Fun Consequence 4950 says, COVID wasn't a cold. Colds don't kill that many people in the start or produce long colds, nor were there 6 boosters, nor was the COVID vaccine harmful in any way aside from AstraZeneca's slight risk in the one with people over 50 with heart conditions. Daily reminder: Kevin Sorbo is a piss garbage actor. r/white people Twitter. Professional Sub 270 says, never forget Donald Trump killed Roe v. Wade, and that he openly boasts about it himself. Included photo. Eloquent of a Green says, yet, Republicans will see this as a victory and ignore everything else this clown has done. They'll line up to vote for him. I'm sure someone will try to claim there are sensible members who won't. But all I ever hear from those members is, I don't know if I could, in good faith, vote for Trump. Followed up with, I'm certainly not voting for Biden. Sorry, Chief. That's not how this works. Brixited says, I love how he just takes credit for shit and doesn't realize he's nothing but a conduit for the conservative, extremist, religious right-wing zealots to impose their ideology on the country. Haslucine Hospital says, look, they thought nobody could do it. Nobody can terminate Roe. I said watch me, okay, and I aborted Roe, and they thought that it was never even possible. But I did it and they said, thank God for President Trump. And you look at all of these other horrible countries, just like what they were doing here under Obama. They let Democrats over there rip babies right out of the mother. They yank the baby out, the little baby. We are talking this baby could be ready to walk out of there almost 9 months to the day, maybe even 1 more hour and the baby will be ready, and they don't even wait. They just take. I said what the hell is happening? This is third world. Under crooked Joe Biden our country is failing so badly and so miserably we may as well just give our military to President Putin. At least he'll know what to do with it. r/white people Twitter. Octavid 777 says, the price drop cost Trump $1.50 billion in net worth. Easy come, easy go. Included photo. Robot Love says, it was a pump and dump. Life Personality 862 says, unfortunately it remains highly pumped level. It has a long way to go for Trump to not get hundreds of millions in September. Jealous Network 1899 says, it's almost as if he's a con artist. Consistent Leak 4986 says, site's name must have come from Stephen Miller, Trump's propaganda lackey. Tinker Ghost 1 says, the goodwill credit was 1500x earnings on this merger. The business itself spends $15 for every dollar it brings in. No real investment company would have touched it if you paid them. Crash 665 says, are they surprised? Everyone else knew it before filing. Coughlach 12 says, how long will it take for him to blame the Democrats or some judges? Thetastiafink 05 says, Is this not illegal? r/white people Twitter. F240 UKX52 HP says. Is this for, like, everybody? Included photo. Humpfic 2020 says. Sorry, it's a pay-per-view event. Venmo me 4 tickets. Jedi CTR says. My bank only allows me to transfer money straight to another bank account, so if you send account and routing hash, I send you us $1.000. Plindix says. I have to work on Monday, can it be postponed to the following weekend when I'm free? Advocabaret says. There will be a second viewing August 3rd, 2044 for those who missed it. Just 862 says. No, the sky will be turned off unless you pay for a subscription. Putrid Character 2682 says. If there is a way to charge for it, someone will. Akanash says. Given that it's mainly in the US. Probably not. Bustic says. Could we get a gluten-free eclipse? Nakitara says. Technically yes. But, you should purchase some protection for your eyes. Either that or you may pay later, by having issues with your eyes. That's all for this video, thank you for watching, please subscribe.